We're still in Colombia, Medellin to be exact, El Poblado. I just wanted to touch on something because another thing that I'm seeing a lot of that's coming up on my feed now is I keep getting this lint on my shirt. That's because I was on that long flight. You know, it's a long flight from here, from Thailand, from where I came to get here to Medellin. You're looking at a long one. But we're here. You know, we don't mind long flights. We take them, brave them, and keep it moving. We sit comfortable on the plane and all that. But let's get back to the point of the video. I'm seeing a lot of videos talking about specifically Thailand on why some of these same content creators that hyped it up and promoted it for years are now saying everybody's leaving Thailand. Why are people leaving? They're making these kind of videos. Why are people leaving Thailand? Top 10 reasons. Why is Thailand not the same? Listen to me. This just shows you the delusion and why I always tell you, don't fall in love with a YouTuber and their content about a place. Fall in love with the place, not the person telling you or showing you the place. Besides the fact of no two travelers will have the same experience going anywhere in the world because of many different reasons, race, height, looks, how you speak, financial differences. No two travelers will have the same experience going anywhere international, but Thailand specifically. When you talk about tourism or people not coming to Thailand anymore in the same amount of numbers, any person with common sense that is just not some person just traveling or just been in Thailand for a year or some person who doesn't pay attention to how world events are happening and actual data, you would know that the Chinese people travel to Thailand the most. So if there's a big decline in tourism in Thailand, that tells you that means a lot more Chinese people are not coming to Thailand. You guys aren't listening to someone Chinese tell you that there's less travelers coming to Thailand. You're not listening to a person from China's channel telling you any of this information. You're listening to another foreigner from a different area, maybe United States, or they might come from UK or somewhere else, somewhere else in Europe. And they're telling you about tourism and why they think people or expats are leaving Thailand. Get the accurate information. Chinese people are coming less to Thailand. That's what makes the numbers in tourism come down tremendously, along with people from other areas like maybe India or Russia. And you have to look at current events and analyze what's going on around the world and just ask yourself, which I'm not going to go far into because you can do this research easily as an adult human with comprehension skills that we hope we all have, why China or people from China may not be coming to Thailand as much these days. And if you look into current events, your short research will show you why. There's many things going on in the world that might be affecting why Chinese people are not traveling more or why they're not coming to Thailand. All this, the cost of living is up higher and, it just doesn't cost what it used to cost. And, there's just so many people here that you don't get the same experience. These are people coming from countries that don't even travel to Thailand the most, mainly giving you this quote unquote change in experience. If you can't afford to live in Thailand, like when I go back there, when I leave here in Colombia and go back there to Thailand, all my condos, I'm not worried about. I haven't been affected by no costs going up. Some I own, some I rent. I don't care. Nothing has changed in my program within the last 7 years of going there. Price-wise, I don't notice any change in prices. Listen, the biggest misconception people have coming here, especially from America, is that you're going to be rich in Thailand coming with your American U.S. currency. Listen, I don't care if you moved here 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years ago. If you're not rich in the country you're moving from, you're not going to be considered rich or be rich in the country you're going to. Stop thinking these people giving you these videos that live in these villages and in Pattaya, which is a poorer area in Thailand. Stop thinking that they have their finger on the pulse and know what's going on with the money-making aspect of the country, because they don't. Believe me, they do not. Thailand's a place to where if you're not rich in your own country and you come to Thailand, you're not going to be rich there. There's extreme wealth in Thailand. Everyone's just not poor in Thailand. Don't get me wrong. There's a big difference in rich and poor in Thailand. The gap is very big. I'm not saying that, and we're not getting into those issues. What I'm telling you, in Bangkok, where I live in Thailand and spend most of my time in Thailand, there's extreme wealth there. And you are the only person feeling these big differences in prices. It's just like in America. The people who have more feel less of what's going on due to prices being up. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not a fan of inflated prices. I'm just telling you how it works. And a person like me who has multiple different places in Bangkok and other areas of Thailand, I do not feel like the prices are going up. But if you're going to any country and trying to live cheap, you have to always be aware of prices. And if you want to live dirt cheap, Thailand should have never been the first on your agenda. You should have been looking more towards Vietnam, which is an emerging place that definitely is getting more tourism and taking tourism from Thailand. If you want to talk about data and actual facts, that's a true thing. More people are saying, oh, well, let me go to Vietnam for this, that. It's not so much Thailand is deteriorating or going down. It's a lot of these places like Vietnam are getting more developed now. I've been there. I've been Dang Nam, Ho Chi Minh. You know, these places are really developing and getting more developed to where you can go there now and spend time. And if it's cheaper, of course, if you're a person looking at cost as the first reason you want to be in a place, that's going to be more appealing than a place that's more expensive like Thailand. I always tell people and laugh at these cost of living videos, and people make these videos saying I spend this and I spend that, and laugh at it because you can never gauge what you're going to spend off another person. Every human has different eating habits, different limit habits, different spending habits, different saving habits. Some people are still earning money. Some people are working off pension or a set amount of money that they have saved up to live off of. Those are different perspectives, and I never speak to perspectives that I'm not living. I want to live in places where my US dollar goes further, but I don't move to these places with the mind frame of I'm trying to live dirt cheap and not spend money. I can tell you, like, if you ask me, Thailand, if you want to move to Bangkok, I can tell you, if you want to live like a college student, live in a dorm type setting, smaller building, you know, you want something newer with some amenities and stuff like that, you could be paying low hundreds of dollars, 600, 500 or lower. But if you want to live like a grown adult and have a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom with some size, you're going to be paying here over $1,000. And if you're coming to live dirt cheap in a place, coming from America, big cities, that's still a major deal. Like if you're coming from New York, LA, anywhere that costs a lot of money, Boston, you know, any of the bigger cities, to where if you live luxury there, you're definitely going to be saving here. That's where the saving comes in, along with other things, like things that will cost you extreme wealth in America, like having a maid or having a personal driver. Those are the kind of extra wealth things I'm speaking of. I don't recommend you moving anywhere to live dirt cheap, and my channel's not about that. I didn't move out of America to live dirt cheap. If you want to come here to Thailand or even a place like Medellin in Colombia here and live like a local, then that's on you. And there's plenty of channels that represent that life and can point you in that direction. But I'm telling you, as a common sense individual, all these cost of living videos you see and daily spending and all this nonsense, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. I saw one guy, he's spending 500 baht a day. I'm like, before I leave my building, I've already probably tipped, which I'm not saying this is a mandatory thing to do. I've already tipped the lady cleaning the hallway in my building. One of my condos has a restaurant. I've already been down there to shop. I'll spend 500 baht before I leave my condo. There's just different levels of life for different people. So remember, when you go off these low cost of living videos, anybody telling you that you can survive here for $1,000 USD, or not here, in Colombia specifically, but I'm saying in Thailand, if you can survive for $1,000 and not be in a village, they're lying to you. And you're going to be living like a Thai, an average Thai. And if you're an American person, you're not going to be built for that. I'm telling you, the average person is not, especially if you haven't been in the type military or something like that, of alternative living, to where you don't have all the same things and luxuries you had even as a low-level income person in the United States. So I'm just making this video to reiterate and stay on track, because I'm seeing so many videos talking about all these people just leaving Thailand and they're going back home and they can't take it. All the factors that they're naming are factors that have always been there. You are always going to always feel like a foreigner in Thailand. That's why there's rules and things in place. A lot of people my color feel like they're foreigners, even in America. Even though they were born there, they get treated the same way and are looked at as outsiders. That's a whole nother thing. But in Thailand, I see they're making these videos saying, yeah, because you're going to feel like a foreigner and you never feel welcome. And there's all these visa rules. These rules have been in place. That's why people with more financial resources that want to be in places, they look for real estate investments. They look for, or they'll donate to a country or have some kind of path to residency or citizenship, which in Thailand, you won't have a path to citizenship, which is why you have to research places before you go there, and that will take away from the chances of disappointment for you. And never travel, this to my men, I always tell you, never travel to any country or anywhere for the sole purpose of winning. Always have your finances in order. And in Thailand, if you're a person who was not broke in America, if you were middle class in America by American standards, I can mainly speak for America. If you were middle class or upper middle class, you're not going to notice price changes in Thailand. You're definitely not, because it's still going to be worlds cheaper than what you were paying to live that same life in America. And back to cost of living prices. When a lot of these people factor in these low budgets, I'm not a person who drinks, but if you drink alcohol, you have to factor that in now. If you do different activities that another person might not do, all these things have to be factored in. If you smoke, marijuana is legal in Thailand. A lot of people have different habits that factor into what they're spending. You have to gauge yourself off of yourself going there, looking at your life, panning it out, which is why I always recommend for anybody who's talking about moving abroad or living in a different country from the one they were born in, you need to put your feet on land and do the research. Don't fall in love with a YouTuber telling you about a place. Fall in love with the place, not the YouTuber. And that takes you going there, actually put your feet on land, knowing you can take it and know that it is a place that's beneficial to you. So I just wanted to touch on that shortly. I'll be leaving here in Medellin in another 3 days, and I'll be heading back to Southeast Asia. I'm probably going to go to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia first for a month, and then make my way to Thailand. But yeah, those are the plans as of right now. Could change, but that's pretty much what I'm also thinking about, going to Oman now. I recommend that to anybody who's ever been to Oman, Muscat, Oman. It's a beautiful place. If you ever go to Dubai, it's a very short flight to Oman from Dubai. Or just go to Oman in general. Very welcoming people. Very clean place and very welcoming. Beautiful place. But I say that to say I'm about to get up off of here. I just wanted to speak to the point of this content flood that I'm seeing on my timeline, because I look at a lot of Thailand stuff in different places where I live in different countries. So my feed is naturally gauged to show me that content. So I'm just seeing a barrage of it. So when I say it's just keep popping up on my feed's going to be different than yours, depending on your interests. But I'm seeing a lot of these videos talking about why expats are leaving Thailand. And, it's just crazy to me that, some of these people are the main people that were promoting and hyping it. Don't fall in love with another person's lifestyle that they're trying to promote to you on any social media or any YouTube or anything like that. They're not living that life. That's the life they're presenting to you that they want you to think they're living. Think of them as human AI characters. Don't believe what you see. That's why when I tell you what I'm doing, how I'm living, how much it costs me. And I tell you how much it could cost you if you want to live this kind of life. If you want to live luxury anywhere, it's not going to be cheap. If you want to have nice things anywhere, it's not going to be cheap. And if these things are things that you are used to, then you'll look at the whole picture and you'll be living accordingly anywhere you live or any country you choose to live in. Like I say, always do your due diligence. I just want to get on here real quick and touch on that fact of, all these videos trying to promote people are just leaving Thailand. As far as Westerners, definitely, if you're coming from America, you're going to see the same amount of Americans you would see there now as you saw before. The main people that travel to Thailand are from China, Russia, India, and those type places, other places in the Middle East and things like that. Americans travel there the least. So how can an American or someone who comes from a country that travels there the least tell you that there's less why expats are leaving from that country when they were never the dominant amount coming there or going or anything like that? Foreigner expats are not the tourism that Thailand, speaking of, not coming there as much. They're talking about Chinese tourism being down, which is a huge, the biggest part of their tourism and foreigners coming into the country. But do your research, do your due diligence. Y'all be safe, keep traveling, and look on my stories on my Instagram at Luckhef, Luckhef. That's Luckhef. On here, basically on the shorts, I show more lifestyle stuff. So I show my condos. I have videos of me buying my condos and traveling to different countries and stuff like that. In the video form, I want to keep this just me popping in and giving them my opinions on things I see, because the content keeps coming to me from different things I see in my feed. Y'all keep traveling. If you're a man, never travel for women. Always be thinking about business no matter what country you're in, temporarily, daily, monthly, whatever. Keep the goal in mind because the money is what's going to keep you attractive to women anywhere in the country, whether you're spending it on them or spending it on yourself to show you had it to attract them. Whatever your game is, however you're playing it, just stay focused on money, stay around money oriented thinking people in any country you're in, and be safe.